What's going on, everybody? Tyler Anderson with GetASax.com here, and I am very excited to be sharing with you something new that we've been cooking up at GetASax, which is our very own 3D printed mouthpiece, the GS Reso. In order to create the GS Reso mouthpiece, we took the very popular vintage Otto Link Reso Chamber, and we used advanced 3D printing technology to make a copy accurate to 1/1000th of an inch so that you end up with the GS Reso mouthpiece. After each mouthpiece is 3D printed, we at GetASax hand finish each one to make sure that every mouthpiece plays exactly the way that it should. Now, for those of you out there that are familiar with the vintage mouthpiece market, you're probably aware that the Otto Link Reso Chamber could set you back almost $1,500. So we are very excited to be offering the GS Reso that gets you that same classic sound for just under $200. To show you just how accurate of a copy the GS Reso is, we're going to take John Coltrane's classic solo on I Hear a Rhapsody, and we're going to play that both on the Otto Link Reso Chamber and the GS Reso. We're going to start out by hiding which mouthpiece is being used, so see if you can tell the difference. Also, make sure you're watching this video on HD with good headphones for the best experience. From a player's perspective, the GS Reso hangs with the best of them. Honestly, I would say that it plays slightly easier than the original Reso Chamber, but they're definitely more similar than they are different. I also hear a bit more of a focused tone from the GS, especially in the upper register. But we had a lot of people check out this audio file and they had a hard time telling the difference. Let us know in the comments what you hear. This mouthpiece is really effortless and free-flowing. It comes standard in a 7-star tip, which is definitely a sweet spot for the tenor saxophone, and it feels easy to control with a great sense of response. The mouthpiece is made from high-quality dental resin, which honestly feels and responds a lot like hard rubber. Tone-wise, this mouthpiece, like the Otto Link Reso Chamber, feels warm and full with a strong, medium dark core sound. It brightens up a bit when you push it, which makes it great for a jazz setting. It also has enough power that I feel really comfortable bringing this mouthpiece to a pop or funk gig. If you're a pro player that is looking to add a vintage Link vibe to your mouthpiece arsenal, or if you're a newer player that's looking to get your first great tenor mouthpiece, the GS Reso is definitely a great option to consider. It plays easy because the facing curve is done by hand, making sure that the reed vibrates on the mouthpiece exactly the way that it should. The idea behind the creation of this mouthpiece was to make sure that the magic of vintage mouthpieces is available to as many players as possible. That's why we're only pricing this at $199. Even though we know this mouthpiece is just as good as the best vintage Otto Link Reso Chamber that you could find, we want to make sure that it's affordable for as many people as possible, and we want to do all of this without compromising on quality. So hop on GetASax.com to learn more about the GS Reso, and make sure you subscribe to our channel because we'll be here serving up content on the best modern and vintage saxophone gear.